So, Battle Spirits. I first played this game for real 7 years ago when my friend suddenly sent me a short Facebook message asking, "Hey Theo, will it be possible to bring this game to Indonesia?" Yeah, unfortunately, at that time, the best that we can do is to bring the Japanese version of the game to Indonesia since we don't have an English version anymore. Or don't we? I was about to have a nice afternoon nap when my good friend and your friendly neighborhood Battle Spirits Wiki admin, Ayumu, sent me an aggressive message to check out this video on YouTube. And guess what? Just like English Bandai and their surprises, they have announced the release of Battle Spirits Saga in spring 2023. With it, boys, we have memed this game into existence. So yeah, I know this is a stupid idea, but a good stupid idea. So let's talk about a little bit about what we have known about the game so far. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, the game will be entitled Battle Spirits Saga with the tagline, a new competitive physical, emphasis on physical card game from Bandai. It will be released in North America, Europe, Latin America, and Oceania in spring 2023, hosting cash prize tournaments following the release. Judging from their promotional material, they have embraced Nova instead of our boy Secret as the cover boy for the game. This release will include 1 booster pack and 4 different starter decks. Now, in the Japanese version, we know that they really like using old cards as placeholder for new products. So considering that the starter deck features Thundersea Leon, Nemesis, Time Lord Dina, and Mikafar, it's probably best to take this lineup with a grain of salt. There's no information yet on whether the game will be any different from the original Battle Spirits, but since they describe the game as reborn for players around the world, it's probably fair to expect that there will be no or minimum changes to how you play the game. And next up, that's it. So we don't really know anything else meaningful. While we will keep you guys posted whenever we find something new. You can also follow their website, Twitter, and Facebook that we will leave in the link in the description below. And now that we are done with the good stuff, time for the bad stuff. As someone who had spent considerable amount with the Japanese side of the game, going as far as bringing the game to my country, being the first national champion of my country, being a translator for my friends when I didn't win, and producing a whole series for the Japanese audience, I do have some nitpicks and worries that I hope they will either address this or they will prove me wrong. First of all is the design choices. To put it in a tasteful way, they are not as beautiful as the Japanese version. I'm not going to go too deep into that since a lot of personal preference is definitely in place. But yeah, I do think that there is one thing that they do a little bit better, which is that the reduction symbol is more readable than the Japanese one. Secondly, we have too little information for now. This is also pretty apparent in the Japanese side of the game. They do try to hype us up way too much with incomplete informations and suddenly hit us with an information overload that we don't even know whether we are happy or we are disappointed. Hopefully the team will be wise enough to learn from their peers to make sure that the game is actually relevant. But of course, my main personal concern is that I have this unshakable feeling that they might have been doing this because they are too comfortable with how Dragon Ball TCG, Digimon TCG, and One Piece TCG is doing. But what we need to be aware of is that they don't really have a stellar record with their standalone game. I mean, the obvious example would be the previous English release for Battle Spirits, but in recent times we also do see the rise and fall of their other standalone TCGs such as Demon Sword and Zombie World Order. They are trying to sell how this game has grown over 14 years in Japan, fighting against strong rivals like Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG and Duel Masters. But how they will translate this to the English market, we don't know yet if it will actually work. So yeah, I beg of you guys, please prove me wrong. So in the end, this is just my thoughts, my words. What do you guys think? Am I being a little bit too nitpicky? Am I being too elitist? Or did I actually miss some other important points? Do let us know in the comments below. Okay, we really want to hear you guys out. But the bottom line is, if you have been interested in Battle Spirits but you have not been able to try it out because of the language barrier, I do hope that you will give Battle Spirits Saga a try. And if you can't wait for the English release of the game and you want to take a pic of how the game is being played in Japan right now, you guys can check out the nice videos that my friends has made in the description below. And we also made some ourselves, so yeah, if you guys want to check it out, I will be really happy. I guess that has been everything from me, Theodore Lu, your host, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye bye.